A lovely day to all who are NBS friendly and who would like to join us for another module number 4. I hope you enjoyed as much as possible the previous module number 3 and you obtain all the information and all the knowledge you needed to build your own learning scenario in another steps. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And as you can see in the section 3.6, we have the webinar that was really interesting activity done by the experts. If you didn't have time to join us for the live event, so don't worry, because as you can see, the live event webinar was actually recorded, and so you can now watch it in section 3.6. And also there is the full presentation where you can just download it and also look into all the details of what was presented there. But back to the main part. So now we are opening module number 4. As you can see, it's the last module, the final module, and I hope it will not be difficult for you what to do. There are very interesting details you have to bear in mind before sending your own learning scenario. So again, there is the topic of rubric. You have to look into it and maybe to just compare if all the criterion of rubrics well also done in your learning scenario, because based on this rubric, another peers are going to evaluate your learning scenario and to give you feedback of some on your work actually. So it's good if you just follow the steps in learning in this rubric and to go through it. Actually, we are going to learn a little bit about assessment and the importance of assessment in education. We as a teacher, we do a lot of assessment all the time, but we have two main assessment. It's a formative assessment. We usually do it after each part or each lesson or each set of lessons in our teaching process, but also there is a summative assessment that it's done mostly at the end of specific period. But if you don't know actually what it's all about, so we have really nice quote there by Paul Black, and as you can see, when the cook tastes the soup, that's formative assessment. When the customer tastes the soup, that's a summative assessment. So in very easy way, it's explained all what we have to do with our learning scenarios, our own and also the 3 ones we are going to evaluate. And also there is a last Padlet of all the learning process or course. And you as a teacher, I know that you use a lot of assessment tools. So in this Padlet, you are going to just make some notes about what assessment tools you use. I know that there will be a lot of Kahoot games, a lot of Quizlets and Google Forms that you use with your students in the classes to do a formative assessment. Okay, as you can see there, also in the learning scenario, you have one part, it's assessment. So you have to describe what assessment methods you use to support your learning scenario that you found very interesting and very suitable for your learning scenario. And that's really to bear in mind. And finally, as you see, so this is the last step of learning scenario what you are going to do. So definitely bear in mind that the 17th of February is the last time to send your learning scenario and to do it as it was proposed. But bear in mind that if you work in a group of teachers, so you have to send your learning scenario individually, but you have to state all the other authors who participated in the elaboration of the learning scenario together with you. And please, just a small detail, so please submit your learning scenario different time if you work in a group, because we want to avoid being allocated their work for review by the same teacher, because it might happen if you send all the learning scenario at once. And also what is important there, as you can see, the important note. You are going to send only the link to your learning scenario that should be somewhere in your Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, or maybe Dropbox. And what you are going to do, you are going to send the link, but make sure that everyone on the internet with this link can view it. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Maybe some people don't know what is the hint how to do it. So if you go to your Google, you open those 9 dots there, and there is the disk. You open the disk, and also there is the plus icon. You plus on it and you choose the very first one as put on new folder. I have it immediately here, so you just download this one. You open it or double click, it's up to you. And as you can see, it is already here. It got downloaded, and here we go. When I click on it, so definitely you can just go through it to check it again and to just make some notes or something to add. I use only the empty template, and there is the icon to share. Please, in this step, make sure if you go for sharing that there should be these. Everyone on the internet can see it, and now you have to copy this link and send it to the final part of module number 4. And the final part of module, and also don't forget to click it's done. All right, so and in the very last part I click to where to go, last step. So as you can see, it's still in progress, but you will have the space here to just state or just to put the link to the learning scenario you produce, and then you have to save it. And when you scroll down, you will see that you will have there another 3 other scenarios to just go through and evaluate. That's how it works. But back to evaluation, as you see, there is a small help to you in this chapter. And what to do is easy, how to evaluate. There is tip on providing constructive feedback, because to say, yes, your learning scenario is great, it was really lovely done, it's not enough, because we are all teachers. Our good work is to just assess and to give feedback to other teachers here in this course. So definitely, as you can see, you should be constructive. Sometimes you can criticize if you think that the part might be done in different way, or you can come up with better way how to solve it or how to implement it. So please just feel free, but still remember that you should also be very effective in this part, to give practical suggestion, to just also give some hints how it might be improved. But all the time, bear in mind, you should be positive. You should encourage the teachers who worked on this learning scenario effectively, that their work was done for other teachers to take into classes. And that's how people will really cooperate in this last part, to support each other, to give good feedback, but constructive, bear in mind, and effective as well. So as you can see, you have some hints there on this link in the final part. And I think it's all, no, it's not all, because when you click to very, very final part, you can see that there is something proposed for you. It's not the end to just send and evaluate the learning scenarios, but you also can enter this NBS competition that is going to be organized during the 2021 STEM Discovery campaign. So your learning scenario will be welcomed there to show other teachers, and also it can be in 2 steps done. So you can be for a new learning scenario to go in the STEM Discovery campaign, and also you can try another learning scenario in your classes, your learning scenario, or also you can try this 15 original nature-based solution learning scenario in your class and give us feedback. But bear in mind, it's just over on the 30th of April to do it with all the implementation for Discovery Campaign NBS competition. But still, you have chance to win something and to promote your learning scenario, because I know we all teachers spend a lot of time over this really lovely activity that I enjoy, but it's good to share. And also there is a really good proposal. You can continue your involvement in integrating NBS in education, as you can see. So your learning scenario can be selected to be published in Scientix repository and be among those other learning scenarios on different bases or elaborated on different bases. So I think that's all from the module number 4. I cross my fingers for you with your learning scenario to be elaborated, or only to get as positive and very constructive and effective feedback as possible. Thank you very much. I enjoy, and you enjoy too. Thank you.